that one. Okay. Yes, we're getting audio now. Huh. Interesting. Maybe there was no audio on any of my last ones, because I don't remember fiddling with these settings. Oh, what? Why? Apparently my audio input capture isn't working, but my mic aux one is. We'll go with that. Hello everyone, I'm Iron Phoenix and welcome to Karen. This is Create Above and Beyond in Newest. I'm just going to start a new game. So what happened was, I've been playing that Bosses and Beyond, I think it was. And it was fine. I was kind of playing it because it's like a quest-based mod pack with sort of the create type thing going on, which was very much above and beyond, but you know, in newer editions. And the problem that I had with that one was that the bosses, some of the bosses would just kind of appear and then just murder you, and that wasn't particularly conducive to allowing me to just build something, because I always had to then worry about, well, you know, sleeping is always going to be a problem because the phantoms, which are a Minecraft thing, and I hate them. And I think that's actually a general agreement that the phantoms just aren't very good for if you just want to build stuff, because you've always got to worry about, well, you know, you got to sleep every so often so the phantoms don't appear and knock you off the top of the tower when you're in the middle of doing something. So yeah, it wasn't the phantoms that was the problem, it's the nightmare in Bosses and Beyond. It would just kind of appear and then murder you, and it wasn't great. But I was building that big ziggurat thing in that anyway, and I just kind of went on Curse, as you do, to kind of, you know, any new mod packs out, because I know there's been a few sort of updates here and there to create. And this one popped up, and Above and Beyond is probably one of my favourite mod packs that was ever created for automation. I will caveat that. There have been some fantastic mod packs out there. Maybe not entirely for automation purposes, because Material Energy, the one where you basically just like drain the oceans and strip mine everything, that was pretty good. Okay, it's in my top 5. Creating Above and Beyond is probably in my top 5. So yeah, well, anyway, what is this? Well, it's a create pack. If I just go into here, I've been playing Roadcraft, and so now whenever I want to open my, you know, like map or anything, I keep hitting tab, which is a thing. But yeah, so we have our book that we use to guide ourselves through the mod pack, so that we're constantly building up things. I'm currently working on this one. What I'm currently doing is I'm not building the system that I'm going to use. I'm building a system that will get me the things that I need in order to make the things that I will need in order to continue on. There are obviously going to be a few little blockers here and there because I can't make the things that I need at the moment. I need things like filters, and just need to throw some of that away. I need things like filters, which I don't have yet. I've got some fluid filters, but I don't have the. I'm just going to quickly go sleep. I don't have the brass, the funnels and the chutes, the better ones that I need to fully automate the system in a way that makes sense. So at the moment I've kind of got this sort of thing going on. There's an awful lot of stuff in this particular pyramid, ziggurat thingamajig, jig, that is all very work in progress. So these pipes will sort of come out of here and go down into the water. It's just that I need to rework the entire front of this, bring this all down by a few blocks below the sea level. You know, move the kelp farm somewhere, I think underground somewhere. Yeah, there's an awful lot of just systems that exist currently that need to move, basically. And there's some stuff here that I've not finished yet because I've not gotten round to it. That needs a spout, but the only spout I've got in use at the moment is this one. So, you know, things are, you know, this is what I want to work on today. This is sort of my big thing that I want to sort out. A little bit of terraforming around. It's also too high up. It needs to be one block further down. But when I rebuild it with the pipe work and the actual terraforming out the front, it will all be on this level. And then this will move down by 2 blocks. And then there'll be an actual proper sort of train station here. This will be a train line that will run through the middle of the ziggurat. And there'll be more stuff around, basically. That's the current plan. I don't know how much of this will necessarily go as I've planned, but that's part of the joy of doing this sort of thing, isn't it? Right, so I need a place for my... So, right, that's coming out there. It's going to be spouted on there. So let's just build a very simple... There's a hole down here. I can't remember if that's the one I made or the one I patched up. It doesn't really matter. Right, that one goes in there. So what I'm doing here is I'm just building a very, very basic smeltery. This is a single block smeltery. And I will need to go and get some lava. Now, the way I've been getting lava at the moment, I've not found any underground lava yet, and I don't have an access to the nether as of this time. I could do, because the place that I'm actually going to get my my lava from is a ruined nether portal that's just up here. So I do have potential access to the nether, just not properly, not yet. That will have to sort of be disassembled and rebuilt a little bit closer, but yeah, just need a little bit of lava, and then we can actually start putting all this stuff together. I need to get some bits and pieces here and there. Wood farm is currently not operational. In fact, quite a lot of stuff just isn't operational yet. I only started playing this like a couple of days ago. So it's kind of like I've got a starter area, which is in here. This is my starter area. That is a hole that goes down to bedrock. That should in theory work, except I've not hooked it up yet. It's missing some bits. But in the future, yeah, all that will work. That will drop down to bedrock, and then there'll be some stuff down there. Except it probably won't. This is probably going to move, because this area I would quite like to just be my workshop, with like storage systems and you know, anything that I sort of need in order to sort of continue my work. That can go on the Barbie out there. Sorry, my brain is freezing a bit. Okay, that needs more of that. I grabbed some alloy. No, I did not. Just grabbed what I needed at the time. So this is going to be my very, very... It might move down here a bit. But in fact, it will move down there a bit. The basic idea of this will be that the logs will come from the tree farm up here. Which we can go up the tree farm. and it will be sawn up into slabs, and then those slabs will be turned into machine casing. Now this is all very manual at the moment, but you just turn this crank to push the saw forwards. You then realise that you've not actually got the bit on there that you need. So I've not finished. Oh, hold on. That bit. I think there is access here. Yeah. I don't know if that's moving forwards. I'm just going to crank it for a moment and then see. I think I'll probably need to go that way. Hold on. That will be. There we go. So that's going to push a single-bladed saw down the line, and it's going to plant trees as it goes behind it. And it's also going to make me starve because, yeah, that does require food. And then, when you want to pull the saw in again, you stick your handle on there, you pull it back, and then, now the reason why I did it like that, right, that is going to be a problem. These need to be deep slate or something along those lines, because otherwise the deployer is going to plant there. The reason why I did it like this is because I wanted it to be on the side here, on the side of the ziggeract, but it needs to retract because the trees grow. As trees do. Trees do in fact grow a bit. So the idea being that this sort of just retracts in a bit, and then we'll you know, it'll all be done automatically once I've got it all rigged up, and that will be trees. And then you know, the important thing is that this will then empty itself completely down into the system when it's at the end, after it's planted the trees, so that when it goes through again, it's then picking up the saplings that it needs to in order to replant later on. Is the current theory anyway. Right. So I need the copper casing, which I think I put away somewhere. Where did I? Yes, I have a habit of just kind of putting stuff that I actually need in random locations. This will be deployers down here, but not yet. Right, let me just grab 8 of these. And then combine that with that. And then and there's my copper casing, there we go. And then so this is going to be a spout. Like that. Right, and then this is going to go up here like this. Yes, that's exactly where I wanted it. No, it goes like that. And then we need our cogwheel and that. That's perfect. That goes in there. And I just need iron. I can just go in there. what's missing here. Seaweed, not seaweed, the kelp, which I get from here. I mean, yes, I'm in the rather embarrassing section of Minecraft where it's just like everything is somewhere. And then this is the rest of the embarrassment. I can see chat, yes. Hello. I don't look at it very often because I don't get many people put things in there, I have to admit. You could ask away. No, I don't tend to do multiplayer stuff, especially people I don't know. This is yeah, I tend to stick with Minecraft maps that I've played a little bit of previously. I play other games as well, but yeah, these streams tend to be just kind of what I feel like doing at the time. So yeah. Right. So cabin is literally just create above and beyond in newest. So if you know above and beyond from the old days, it's that, but it's in a new version of Create, but it's not necessarily in the newest version of Minecraft. Mostly because the newest version of Minecraft is just like it's only just come out. Yeah, it's made by it's Create Above and Beyond, but it's not made by the same person. I don't think it's updated by somebody else, basically. Really good mod pack of the original. Right. What am I doing with these? I am making, very slowly making these, so I need that. Which means I need more iron. I don't think I've got any iron. I don't want to go to the mines. Pray for enough iron out of the gravel, out of my very terrible washing system. And I need lapis for the blue dye, unless I've just got blue dye lying around. I need a better iron system. I need pretty much everything better anyway, so it's fine. And deployers. Right, so I need 2 electron tubes, which I might have. That's going to need more iron. Everything needs iron. Right, so I just need to get this last one put in deployers, and then should be good. There you go. And some food would be an idea. Right. Just be glad I wasn't streaming last night when I was going off on a grand quest to find sea pickles, which I did not find. I gave up and ended up just grinding down enough poppies till I got green dye. I am not in a good place for world map wise. So I'm on an island here. There is a village down here somewhere. I found one up there. But yeah, so it's sort of here. There's no deserts that I can see anywhere nearby, so I can't get green dye out of that. However, there is another way of doing it, and I think it might be a way that I need to do anyway for this. It's build a dye farm. Which means I would need to I need to have a composter linked to some form of biomass, and then turn that into bone meal, and then put that bone meal into a deployer thingamajig, and then get flowers out of that and then grind them down. And I think I should be able to get dye that way. Yes. Right. And then we need to do that to there. And I've got my deployers, and I've got some mechanisms somewhere. There we go. I think this is different to how it was done in Above and Beyond. You do have to right click with the item on the thing, unless you've got it running through a deployer, in which case the deployer would put the item on the thing. I think that is different, but yes. Alright, let's get this one set up. There's one there. And then we need to grab a whole bunch of... I need to go mining again. I'm not... There's probably something else we can do that doesn't involve going mining, I'm sure. The problem is I need iron, and I don't have any. I've run out. I think, yes, I've got 1 iron nugget left. Okay, I've got to go mining. What I'm going to do is I'm going to clear my inventory out, just do the do a few little bits here and there that I can do without needing to grab iron and basically just kind of set stuff up. I wouldn't normally go mining on a stream, just because it takes so long to find what you need. I do have a hammer. So hopefully this won't go quite so slowly. I will also grab the bread. I just made myself a whole bunch of basic tinker's tools because yeah, it is kind of needed. And that one. Either I'm going to get iron, or I'm going to get cobble, or I'm going to get more andesite, which also I don't mind. There's some iron there. I don't need like massive amounts. I need to get fortune, because fortune does impact how much drops. It comes out as crushed iron when you mine it rather than raw iron. So you're not getting a huge amount of it in this form. Certainly better to run it through a Tinker's Construct or some other method. The reason why, and I could go down the Silk Touch route, the reason why I've not gone down the Silk Touch route is because at the moment I can't break it. For that I would need something like thermal... is it thermal? No, I can't remember what it's called. This one, that mod, thermal series, or crushing wheels. I don't have either yet. The thermal stuff is locked behind zinc casings, and I think that's going to be like oil and stuff. And crushing wheels are locked behind brass, which is what I'm working on now. So, yeah. Right, that should be enough cobble to keep me going. I'm hoping I'm going to actually be able to do a bit more filtered automation by the end of this stream. I doubt it, but we'll see. No, not a problem. Probably won't, but it's fine. It's all about the journey in the end, and building huge pyramids made out of deep slate, which is totally a great material to make it out of, because that's very easy to mine. Not, but deep slate looks great with the tealy copper. Kind of nicking that off Mumbo Jumbo from Series 9 Hermitcraft. They look really good together. He did that entire vault in oxidized copper and deep slate, and it looks really, really good. However, copper and deep slate is two things that I don't have a huge amount of at the moment, so I've just got a corner. Right. That needs to be sped up. Anyway, right, I've got my iron. I've got some iron now. It's not a huge amount. It's 5 of it. And that should be fine for what I need. So, I've got the screwdriver, which is in here. That is a creeper. Why is there a creeper here of all places? There'll be a bit of the bit that's not lit up. I need to get some feral flare lanterns in here, or mega torches. I need the andesite casing. I don't know how many. I do not need to put them there. And I need that one. Right. So this is going to make precision mechanisms. As long as I've got stress to do that. Which I do, and I need the where are they? These electron tubes, 2 of them. Now, Arcane Engineering did have a cheaper recipe. I will just check. No, that is the only recipe for that. That's fine. It's good to check. Arcane Engineering is also really good. If you want, if anybody ever wants good create pack, Arcane Engineering is also really good. Right. I need power in. Yes. No, of course I want it in there. No, I want it in here. And I need 3 more of these. This is in the wrong place for it, but it's fine. It'll do the job. So this will make this one, and then I do actually need to go ahead and make them all. But we have our first precision mechanism. Right, so this is going to need iron to actually operate properly. This needs to be sped up or moved so that I can then speed it up. Really, I want a proper cobble farm. It's not going to lock down on the power, is it? Of course not. I think that's in the way, technically. Right. Well, we'll use what we got and maybe build that up. I think I might have some more seared bricks somewhere, actually. Just have a quick look to see if I've got any grout. I've got those ones. Just going to see if I've got any grout lying around. Or is it in there? It's not in the furnace. Got a load more of that. Cobble. I've got no grout. Okay, that's a shame. Fair enough. Right, so let's get this going up here, and I need a quick bit of wood from a nearby tree. So the idea behind all of this is, so we get sky sun from somewhere. We grind it up. I've got the asteroid there. I've already looted that. And that is added to water to get volatile sky solution. That's filtered out, so only volatile sky solution is going to be living here, and that's going to be going into the here. Now, what we need here is energized crystals, which currently I'm having to do it the long way. I think I can. Oh, I can. If I grind up that cinnabar that I've got lying around, I can turn that into redstone. I should be able to use that to get myself a little Stirling engine, actually. Anyway, that is added to this, and then we manually... wait, is it in there? Is it in that one? No, that's destabilized redstone. Normal quartz goes into there. Yeah, could have sworn it was this one that gets done. Yeah, that's that. And then, but that is not crafting. Why not? Oh, is it because, technically it's not a bucket that it's creating. That's fine. Oh, yeah, that's why I had it set up like that, because if you have this in Skystone, now it probably won't matter in the long run, because theoretically that could just be dropped out the bottom, ejected, sent on, whatever we need to do. That's fine. Something's on fire in here again. Oh yeah, it's just this one. So I've got lava underneath it. Sorry, my train of thought's just been derailed a little. It's hot. That's my excuse right now. It's hot, and I had to close the window because the ants are swarming. Spiders are loving it. Yeah, just to not have to deal with ants, I've had to close the window, and it is very warm in here. I do have a fan. I've not turned it on, but that's fine because it would only be blowing hot air at me anyway, so that's fine. That is actually the reason for my slight, 3 weeks ago I did a stream and I said, yeah, I'll be back next week. That didn't happen because the heat wave hit, and it didn't stop. It just hung around and was very, very awkward. And yeah, so last week finally had the rain. It's all good. And I've seen the weather report for this week that says that the heat wave is coming back. So yay, climate change. Great time for countries to invest in, coal rather than in anything else. Yep, that's the thing that some countries are doing. The place is overheating, and yep, let's just heat it up a little bit more. Because who needs nuclear? Alloy gets turned into that because I need to make one of these, and I need to get some more wood from somewhere. So one of the big lessons from these packs, if you are doing a lot of manual crafting of stuff, something's gone wrong, and you need to automate stuff. That's kind of where I'm at right now. I am very much in the stage of I am doing a little bit too much. Because it's requiring a lot of me walking around doing a thing. And this is going to have to change because this isn't good enough really when it comes to actually automating stuff. Yeah, this belt needs to be moving. you know, all of this stuff needs to be sorted out. What I'm going to do, I did liberate a windmill. The great thing about windmills is that they are very, very torquey. They've got a lot of torque. You can really put quite a large gearbox on them, and they will churn away, and that's great. They've got large amounts of stress units. Downside is actually working out where to put one, while also dealing with zombies because I've not lit up this place properly. And we'll actually light this place up a little bit better. Right. This will be a lot better once I've dropped part of this into the ocean, I think. For the moment, I will just light up this corner because it's spawning quite a lot of stuff. It's not good, really. Oh, goodness sake, there's loads of creepers here. Of all the things to have around, creepers and baby zombies are probably my two least liked mobs sometimes. Well, I don't mind creepers. They're reasonably easy to deal with. It's just that they can get into some very, very awkward places, and very annoying places, and they can be quite annoying to remove if they've decided to wander into the middle of your complicated automation. But baby zombies just keep coming, and if you miss that swing, they're kind of then beating on you while you're charging up the next one. That's why I use an axe. An axe does more damage than a sword, and it's a lot more sort of focused in. Let me just fill that up. Right. Well, we can. If I put that there, and if I put this here, this might work, you know, as long as it's rotating in the correct direction. Excellent. I just need a bit more wood to make another cogwheel because I'm missing one. But I'll just grab a bunch of this tree. The tree's gonna go anyway, so yeah. Make a bunch of cogwheels. So this entire system is now does not need these. I say this entire system. These bits don't need that, and I should use my pick to get rid of them. Good. Right. That bit is now automated. The top line isn't. That needs to be a separate system anyway, because it can cook everything. And I need a crafting table down here somewhere. Let's put it down next to the railway tracks, or will be. And I was going to do. Goodness sake! Wait, do I not have any? I was going to do a windmill, and I probably will do some windmills, like up on the top, on the sides. I've got some good places for some windmills. Though, by the time I've got windmills, I will probably have steam. And steam is great. It's renewable. Renewable steam is what I do. I do use campfires underneath the water boiler that's feeding itself water. It's not running at full speed or anything, but it's enough to kind of get things going. and you can lead gearboxes off that to get that speeded up. It's not like hugely efficient. It's not going at full pelt, but it'll do the job. Right. I'm gonna get some very quick I need more than that. I've got my bucket. I don't have my bucket. Let's go into here. I need my bucket. I need my wood. I will also need a bit of... I need one of them. I'll probably need more than one of them, but have a look at these chests. What I'm actually looking for is some logs, but please say there's some logs in here. There you go. Shove that in there. Turn that up. You can live there. Right. So some of these we can just turn into them. Okay. So let's just... That's going to be a pit, isn't it? Great. So what we're doing here is just setting up a very, very basic water wheel. And it doesn't matter which way around it's going. Next up, we need some cogwheels, large cogwheel to a small one. That's going to speed it up by 2. That's going to speed it up by 4. That should be at the right speed that we need. Maybe. I did not use all the... Did I? Oh, I might have done. That was a bit dim of me. Okay. Fix that. Let's wait for this to do. Right. I need a bit more alloy. Make the gearbox. Usually there's a nearby crafting table. It's a case of working out where the nearest one is. There's usually one lying around. Right, so what we want to do here is build out from here. Excellent. That is now going at the right sort of speed. Now, how to do this? There's a few ways you can do this, actually. I might do the belt version, actually, because the belt one will just go straight along the top of all these. Yeah, and then it does save on a little bit of resource. I just need to get up there to the point where I can do that. And that. And then we realised that we don't actually have any belts on us, and I need to go and grab one from the chest. So a belt can hook to multiple axles. I've got a nice spinning one here. So we just need to climb up on top of the machine. So it's all very OSHA compliant. And then go all the way along. And the machine is now fully automatic. And it's just running off those water wheels. I say now it's fully automatic. It's not, but it could be with the right setup. Or at least it could be more automatic at least. So we need one of them. So that is going to be need hold on. How's this going to work? Right. So that's making Sky Solution. That's fine. That will be dumping. That won't be dumping anything out. It will be passing stuff on. That's fine. Right, so that goes in like that. That one will be dumping stuff out. As will that one. But this needs stuff to go in as well. Right. I think the way that we go here then would be like that, or do we just do it like, I think we do it like that's exactly the same way. That to there, with the idea that this is going to be splitting it. So it's going to be, basically the charged quartz will, so the quartz is made somewhere. It'll be a little bit more over here. It's going to be this bit's going to be moved over here and put in properly. It's going to be charged and it's going to be sent here. Stuff is done to it, and then when it comes out, it's going to be split into two in order to make more quartz. We'll go around the whole quartz system again, and then the other route doesn't need to be worried about because we can just split it down there, and then this is completely mute. Yes, that's the way to do it. So it goes like that, and it goes like that, and then the belts go like around here, like so. Yeah. And so so the quartz then goes into there. It gets turned into rose quartz, and yeah, that's fine. That one needs to be putting in skystone dust, so that's going to need a mill, and then that also gets the mill out of there. That has its own little trick, in that the skystone doesn't get used up, so you need to make sure that you're getting the skystone still needs to come out, but you need to be splitting it off of the smaller skystone. And I'm trying to look for this mill that I know I've got in a chest somewhere. I saw it. I know I've got it in a chest somewhere. Might be there it is. Right. Found this one in a ruin, in a create ruin. I found this mill and stole it. So that would go there. Put on there. And then the sky stone goes on there. Right. Let's grab some funnels. And then, actually no, I don't need to put them up here because I need to use them on a stone cutter. Or use, let's use 2 of them on a stone cutter. To get these. So, andesite funnels, you're these are what these are. Basically input and output devices. They can't be filtered, and they can only do one item, transfer one item at a time. So they are quite slow, but they do quite a good job at what you need them to do. That's that. So that's going to be sky stone we put into this barrel. The problem, so the problem with this is that at the moment this one needs to be filtered, but I can't do that yet because I don't have the component to. So I'm just, that's a creeper. Thankfully it exploded somewhere that actually I need to terraform anyway. But it would be a good idea to light that one up again. Right. So that is a very, very basic. Thank you, Creeper, for just being right next to me when I turn around. Probably also doesn't help that I don't play with the sound on, so I don't hear them. Normally I'm a little bit more cautious when I'm out at night, but it's Creeper Central really. Thankfully, didn't actually get anything awkward, and I can just quickly fill in this hole. Okay, right, so that's, except I need to rebuild this little loop again, because creeper. And that goes in there, that goes in there. Excellent, well, that is fine for now. It's not active, but it could be. Might have all the components to actually make that happen. Sort of. Right. So we know that needs to go like that and like that. Put that there. That's all going to be going that way. However, this needs to be going the other way. That is going the correct way for doing that. Let me just do that. So like that and like that. Now I strongly suspect suspect that that would be putting it in the wrong direction, so we would do that way. And then, oh, I could do that. Except I can't, because that's going to overstress the entire system. This setup could probably just have its own little water wheel for now. I can do that. If I had any shafts, I could do that. I don't. Now, belts don't have a huge amount of stress on, applied to them, which is why that wasn't cooking when I added them. Right, just get rid of that, some of that. Right, yeah, so we need a few more shafts. Water wheel. And that. Then, oh, of course that's. Just realised what that blew up. I do actually need to just make sure that that's like that. It's not. It's one of those things where I just need to make sure that that is still an infinite water source, because that is actually required for part of the system to operate. That one can come out there, and we can do that. So now, if I had one of, oh, I've got one of these. I've got two of these, in fact. This should sort of work. It's not fully in yet, and there's still a ways to go, and I'll probably end the stream, but I probably will end the stream after this thing. So yeah, okay, that's charged. Right, so if we've got charged one, it goes into here. If we don't have a charged one, it goes into there. And that gets turned into a rose quartz and then into one of these. Excellent. Well, I think I'm going to end this here for now. I've got to put in a few extra little bits and pieces, and I hope to return maybe later on this week with maybe this, maybe something else. Who knows? You know, I'm fairly changeable when it comes to games that I'm playing and want to stream. Pacific Drive might make a bit of a comeback. I don't know. I don't know really what's going on with that game. It was, you know, ultimately it was a really fun game, and I hope that the company, you know, whatever the company do next is just as good there. But anyway, I'm going to leave this here for now. So with that, I will say thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.